It's getting worse out there.
This just in. Snowfall is increasing. The weather is reaching blizzard conditions. The roads are icing over. It is advised that people please stay inside.
What is this, a Christmas special?
Well, what do we do for the foreseeable future?
The only sensible thing to do on Christmas Eve, we try and see Santa.
You know Santa's not real, right?
Who puts the presents labeled from Santa under the tree, huh?
Your
Santa. Santa.
Well, Santa's delivery time is like midnight, and I was supposed to be out of here in a few hours.
Blizzard.
Fine, I'll stay as long as it takes for the snow to slow down, but I want to be home to be with, my family.
Who cares about family? It's Christmas. I'll figure out something for us to do.
Hello, and welcome to Q's Retro Perspective.
VHS tapes.
So we're going to watch Christmas movies on VHS?
No, we're going to talk about VHS tapes.
There are definitely Christmas movies on VHS. As of now, I have A Christmas Carol, Home Alone, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Santa Claus. Now, there's obviously way more Christmas movies on VHS, as well as just a lot of movies in general on the format. I've been able to expand my collection of VHS tapes pretty fast because VHS tapes are dirt cheap at $1. I mean, I have enough money on me for a VHS tape at any given time, so I usually just pick one up whenever I happen to be in a place where VHSs are sold. Would I rather have a couple hours of content to keep me entertained that I can rewatch whenever that also doubles as a fun thing to display on a shelf? Or 4 gumballs?
I feel the choice is obvious.
Yes, it is. We can watch a movie.
No.
Okay, now let's get technical. VHS stands for Video Home System. I guess HVS didn't sound as nice. Inside the VHS tape is a magnetic tape generally called Mylar. It's wound around these 2 spools you see here. When you insert the tape into a VHS player, the plastic flap on the top is flipped open and the tape is exposed. The tape is then pulled out of the plastic casing and a cylinder in the player reads the tape with metal heads that touch the surface of the tape. In very simple terms, it reads kind of like a record and needle, but with more stuff going on. Now you might notice this clear tape on either end of the film tape. This tape is here to let the VCR know to stop to prevent it from tearing off the spool. You see, in a VHS player there is a light bulb. Since the tape is clear, more light passes through the clear tape than the Mylar tape, so the player detects this and stops. Earlier players would use an incandescent bulb that could burn out over time like a common lamp, but later models used LEDs, like a newer common lamp. My TV presumably uses LEDs as it was made in 1999. And a fun fact about VHS tapes is, unlike a cassette tape, VHS tapes have a mechanism inside that makes sure they can't despool, meaning no having to take a pencil or something to the tape.
Wake up!
Huh? Can we watch something now?
No, I need to talk about how VHS tapes record.
As we all know, VHS tapes can record things.
That's the shtick.
But I've always been curious how. We've already discussed how they play back, so now let's talk about the reverse. Once you make sure you're in record mode, it essentially flips the process of playing a VHS. Whatever's going on screen is sent to the VHS player and converted into magnetic patterns that are stored in the tape.
Like burning a CD or DVD, I guess?
That comparison is kind of an oversimplification, but it can give you a general idea of what's going on. As I said, many VHS tapes came in this cardboard casing with an open bottom, which means you have to hold on tight if you don't want a broken tape. But I have also heard that sometimes there were cases that were opened on the sides, but that seems to be mainly for recording tapes. There wasn't any evolution to these cases, they all just kinda coexisted. Like the Imperial system, it's weirdly confusing for no reason and seems to be an American thing. As I hear that in the UK and other countries, all cardboard VHS tape cases were open on the side. But that was suspiciously hard to verify, so take that with a grain of salt.
Santa?
It's 5 p.m.
You never know.
Oh geez, okay. Wait a second, would you like to stay and hang out for a while? Why? Would you like to listen to me talk about VHS tapes for a few hours? It's still snowing. Then sit back down and listen about the VHS and Betamax rivalry.
From the late 70s to the 80s, VHS had only one direct competitor, Betamax. A company named JVC created the VHS tape, and Sony created the Betamax tape. While they were very similar, there were definitely major differences. For one, Betamax had a better picture quality, and at release, VHS had a 2-hour recording limit, and Betamax had a 1-hour recording limit, meaning many movies had a hard time fitting on it. This, along with the fact that VHS players became far more available and the tapes were cheaper, led to the VHS winning out. The best thing I can compare it to is DVD versus Blu-ray. While Blu-rays have a higher storage capacity and a higher picture quality, DVDs are still more widespread. Blu-rays haven't gone the way of the Betamax yet, but like VHS's, DVDs are cheaper and the players are more widespread. All Blu-ray players even advertise that they play DVDs.
Like, what makes more sense, buying a Blu-ray player that also plays DVDs for a higher price and only buying Blu-rays also for more money, or just buying a DVD player?
Like, most Blu-rays that I see also come with the DVD version.
Okay, I think you've run out of things to talk about. What time even is it? 10 p.m.? How long have you been talking? However many times is in between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m.? Is it still snowing? I think so?
Another
Santa?
robber.
It's not Santa. See, half-eaten. That's not... No way.
This just in. Holy fucking shit, it's Santa!